Hello, thank you for watching my Engineering Method Project Write a Proposal presentation. Alright, let's get started. The proposed product is a pair of tongs that will be able to extend in order to prevent grease popping from a pan when cooking and causing burns. The product name is the Trustworthy Tongs. Product size is approximately 18 centimeters long at the shortest length and 40 centimeters long at the longest length. The product will need to be able to hold at the longest setting about 5 pounds. The purpose of my product is to help prevent burns that occur due to grease popping from the pan to the chef's skin. Uses also include cooking bacon or sausage, flipping burgers, taking hot things out of ovens or microwaves, and many more. For example, I am short, so I may be able to use this to reach things that are on higher shelves. My personal qualifications include: I am intelligent, I have strong leadership, communication, problem-solving, organizational, and team-working skills. For my achievements, I have multiple. These are the most recent ones. I'm graduating with my high school diploma in May 21st, and then my associates in science on May 15th. Educational and work experience. I have experience working at Blessed Oasis Pet Resort. I worked there as a guest services attendant from May 2019 to March 2021. I worked at Tropical Smoothie Cafe for about a 6-month period between May and November of 2020. And I currently work at Highland Animal Hospital as a kennel/veterinary technician, and I started 2 months ago. For my educational experience, obviously I only have the high school diploma and associates in science, but I will be going to ECU in the Honors College to major in biochemistry this fall. Excuse me. Okay. For my background, the background of this project, not me. The problem that the Trustworthy Tongs would be solving is when grease pops out of the cooking pan and onto the chef. Grease burns are actually pretty common in the US, and these would help to prevent them from occurring as often as they do. Alright, the work schedule. So I made this in Project Libre as a Gantt chart. This is a very basic one. It has the gist of how the project would go. So therefore there are only 10 things on here. If I were to expand it, it would easily be 30 to 40 steps long. So, alright. Work schedule simplified. So this has just outlined the different steps. So obviously you have to brainstorm, gather a team, find somewhere to work from, and then you have to make the designs, gather materials, get the work area up and running, begin production, testing products, all of that stuff is on here. Alright, costs. So, I got this information from the Gantt chart. This is a projection that came from it. So it would be about 248 engineering hours, 8 manufacturing hours, and 112 hours for miscellaneous/administrative tasks. So these would include like finding the place to work from, or finding people to work with, or other things like that. That wouldn't really fall into the engineering or manufacturing. So this would result in about $38,000 just for the cost of engineering and manufacturing hours totaled, which would bring the total hours to 368. Some of the costs I'm unsure about for this production would be the cost of the rent, the materials to build the product, the equipment needed to build the product, the cost of personal protective equipment for the employees. Those I would just need more time, research, and experience to figure out. Okay, what would the investor get out of it? So here's my proposal statement, and my proposal is for a pair of tongs that will extend so that the person who cooks doesn't burn themselves on the bacon grease. This pair of tongs would hopefully extend from 18 centimeters to 40 centimeters, thus allowing the chef to back up some when they cook to prevent burns. This project would take around 368 hours to complete. The investor would be offered... So I would offer a percentage of the profit from sales to the investor. So the percentage that they would get would be determined by the amount of money I got from the investor. So for example, if they decided to invest $100,000 for a 20% stake in the company, they would own part of the company. But if they were to offer me $100,000, I would give them, in return, 20% of the profit instead of ownership of the company. All right, my methodology. So the engineers I would have working on this project are as follows. Again, I put a couple more on here than I probably should have, but that's just to be safe. So chemical engineer would help to make sure that the product is safe chemically. The environmental engineer would help to make sure that the product is safe for the environment, and those are both things that I feel very strongly about. The mechanical engineer would help to make sure that the product will help make the product and work on designs with me, who would be the project manager. I would oversee the project and work on designs with the mechanical engineer. For manufacturing methods, the ones that would be used include molding, formative, and additive. So the molding would be used to create the rubber sections of the tongs. The formative would be used to make the metal sections of the tongs. Specifically, I would use forging. And then for the additive, that would be used to create a 3D prototype of the product for testing before it is sold, in the market. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you appreciated this presentation. Thank you.